welcome to Texas Children's Museum podcast. We are live on June 22nd, 2024, and I have Pastor Gene Jones from the Refuge Church in Cleburne. So, they're live now, they can hear you.
Hey! I get bashful around microphones, you know. So.
I don't know how that's possible. All right, so Pastor Gene has agreed to come on our podcast this week. And if you join us next Thursday, you're also going to hear from some wonderful children who want to give their input as to why we need a new building and what they like about Texas Children's Museum. So we're going to have a couple kids on here that are looking so forward. I know you guys are watching, and we can't wait to have you on. I know you've watched all the podcasts you told me, and that you're keeping up with them all. So hi, you guys. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about having you guys on, all right? So, Pastor Gene, my question to you, because I know you're also a board member, sit on our board.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, what is your favorite part about the museum, or what is your favorite thing about Texas Children's Museum?
Okay, well, let's see. Well, just recently, we brought our grandson Abe down to visit for his birthday.
Aww.
He'd never been here before, so he wasn't quite sure what was going to go on. He loved it. I mean, from the minute he walked in, he found stuff to do and all of this. And he really liked the Army part with the Army men and all of that. That was probably his favorite. But I really enjoyed the trains. He enjoyed the trains, but I think I enjoyed the trains even more than he did.
Like the trains.
I don't know. There's something about, trains. It's age indiscriminate or something. It doesn't matter how old you are. I could go home and play with electric trains all day long. So I think the trains would probably be my favorite part.
Your favorite part is the trains. All right. So did you visit any children's museums when you were growing up?
Oh, my. Man, 100 years ago when I was growing up, I don't even know if there were any children's museums. I do not recall visiting
The Children's Museum?
Anything like that.
Okay, now our next question is, why do you think Texas Children's Museum is important?
Wow. Well, it's such a ministry for the kids. It gives them something to do. And, that's a whole generation, several decades now, that have really, I think, been neglected.
Yeah.
And, I tell folks at our church that for the last 20 or 30 years, we've kind of had babies raising babies.
Right.
And I think it's important to give them something, number one, something to do that they'll enjoy, stimulates activity in them and stuff like that. But it's a ministry, and I know you guys do that too. Not just to the kids, but to mom and dad and grandmoms and granddads. And I just think it's so important.
All right. So what kind of effect do you think Texas Children's Museum has on Johnson County, Texas?
Wow. I think it has a positive effect. I think it could be much more positive if enough people knew about us being here.
Yes.
And so, I'm really interested in getting the word out to up to Burleson and out that direction of people that far enough away they may not know we're here.
Right.
But I know you do have schools and kids coming in from all over Johnson County.
We do.
And that's a credit to what you've done to make yourself known.
Right.
But and it's a positive effect. I've never heard anything bad about Texas Children's Museum.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to thank all the families that came out from Whitney, Texas today. I heard that you guys were unable to utilize Lake Whitney because of the flooding that's happened. Mm-hmm. And I want to thank you guys for all coming out and picnicking and enjoying the day and bringing your food and going out to eat and coming back. And I know a lot of you guys were shocked that you could come back. Like I said, just show us your band at the door. And it's an all-day pass, so you can go and come back. And I do want to thank the more than 600 followers that we have on YouTube now. And what I ask you to do is to like and to share and to subscribe. It's very important that you hit that subscribe button for the analytics of YouTube so that we can get up there so more people can find out about Texas Children's Museum. So if you could do that, I would so appreciate it.
You know, you mentioned it's an all-day affair. Let me tell you, when you bring your kids, you need to block out some time. There is so much stuff here. We never actually made it through everything before we ran out of time.
Yeah.
So, you know, block out some time because the kids are going to love it. They're going to want to be here a long time.
They are. They're going to want to be here forever. So as you know, we're fundraising for a new home for Texas Children's Museum. So how do you think, Pastor Gene, a new building would help the museum and the community?
Oh, man, I think it's so essential. I mean, you're blessed to have the building you have. You have so much space and so much room, but there could be even more. And,
Yeah.
you know, the newer, the better, the more better things you can do.
Exactly, and the more
And,
companies that could help out if we owned our own building.
Yes,
Because I've had
exactly.
companies say, we can't do this for your nonprofit because you don't own your building. We can give to the nonprofit, but they want to pour into the nonprofit in different ways. So we really do need a new building that's our own.
Absolutely.
Please.
Major concern right now, major prayer
Yes,
concern for
prayer
us.
concern
God,
for
we
us,
need
yeah.
a new building.
We need a new building. So you're Pastor Gene from the Refuge Church in Cleveland, Texas. So
Last
can
time I
you
checked.
tell us about the Refuge Church?
Golly, I actually can do that.
We'd love
The
that.
Refuge is in Cleveland, Texas. We're at 3219 North Main. We're actually a little bit closer to the city limits of Joshua than we are the major part of Cleveland. So, and southern Burleson is close also. We're a non-denominational church, and we have all different types of believers that come. We have, we have like Pentecostals that come, and charismatics that come, and non-charismatics come, just evangelicals come, and our thing is that we don't really want a label. We just want to be a Jesus church and follow Jesus. We follow the Word. We believe in the power of the Holy Spirit. We believe in the gospel, people getting saved, and when you get saved, that's going to change your life. It's going to change your family's life. We also believe God's interested in our healing and walking in health, and we have a lot to do with that. Some of our lifestyles kind of fight against that. God wants us to get that all straightened out. We're a small family. One of the things that I really love about the Refuge, and we are a small church, and so there's things that we can't do that a large church can do, but there's things that we can do that a large church can't do. And one of those is that we are a small, tight-knit family, and we take care of each other.
We do.
I know there's times as small as we are, and we've taken up offerings to pay somebody's monthly rent, over $1,000 or something like that. And God supplies and does that. And so we're a family. We help each other out. We cover for each other. We look out for each other and pray for each other and take care of each other. That's probably one of our strongest points. These days, a lot of people have foregone attending church on Sunday, and they'll watch online. You can get great sermons online. You can get great praise and worship online. But when you need somebody, you pick up the phone. Who are you going to call?
Exactly.
And that's where family comes in.
That's exactly it.
And I've heard it over and over again. A lot of people will say, my church family is actually closer than my real family.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, no offense on families, but sometimes they're far away or whatever. But that's what happens when God sets you into a family and knits you together. And it's so important, especially these days. There's so much going on.
Is.
We need each other. As one of my pastor friends says, we're better together.
We're better together.
And that is so very true.
That
so
is
that's kind of the Refuge. I've been there 15 years, and my ministry. I look also at the city. I like to see churches come together, work together, not just to build your own church, but to build up the city. So we're interested in doing that. But if you don't have a church home, come check us out. I think you'll find we're a little bit different. Every Sunday's a little bit different because we just try to do what the Holy Spirit's doing. And like last Sunday, I didn't even preach a sermon. The sermon was preached, but it was preached by 3 or 4 different people who just spontaneously shared what the Lord was saying that day. And at the end of the day, you can look at it and see it all fits together.
It did all fit
And
together.
it was good. There was
It was good.
people that got convicted and confessed sin and got straightened out. We celebrated and worshiped. Come check us out. It might be different than your picture of what church is.
Exactly. And guys, I belong to the Refuge Church, as you know. And if you're not informed, you should be informed that Texas Children's Museum was founded in prayer, and that we are a Christian founded nonprofit. So that needs to be said right off the bat. That's why we're not underneath any government funding like other big facilities are. Because everyone's like, oh, don't you go out and get some government funding? No.
Why don't you put on the chains and stuff that come with that?
Yeah. And so, no, not going to do that. We have survived this long, and Jesus has a plan for Texas children.
Yeah, that's right.
It's bigger than what we know.
That's right.
We have to trust his timing and trust what he's doing.
That's right.
So if you come in and you're like, I never knew that, well, you know it now.
That's right.
I try to put that out there. I'm sure if you look, you're going to see the Refuge Church's great big sign in there across from the sandbox. I put it in there. And it doesn't matter if you're like, well, I've had some people say, we have to dress up to go to church. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can come to church in your blue jeans
Yep.
and your shirts, and no judgment. It doesn't matter. Come on out.
That's what the pastor wears.
Yeah, you're okay. You're good. We want everyone to come out and enjoy the church. And so next time you're at Texas Children's Museum, remember what we stand for.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ is the foundation.
That's right.
So I want to make sure everyone is fully aware of that. And I am working on some grants as well. So hopefully, God willing, the creek don't rise. This will be the plan that we have. But meanwhile, if you want to make a donation to Texas Children's, we do take those online at texaschildrensmuseum.org. You could go on there and see the square on there and just make a donation any size. And I had someone say, well, I've got $5. $5 is the start. You know, if we had 1 million people give $5, hello. Just everybody give and help out, and we'll get the kids and families a new building. And we are looking at a building downtown in Cleburne. It's really old but really big, and we think we can do this. I know we can do this with God's help. So, yeah, give, share. And like I said, would you please remember to like this video, share this video, and please subscribe. Subscribing is so important to keep that algorithm going for the YouTube channels. I have learned that from every other YouTube podcaster, and I had one send me a note saying, so,
There you go. There you go.
so just old school. I want people to know. I really do.
Not leaving anything to doubt, right?
No, I'm not leaving anything to doubt. Not anymore. I'm not going to do it. But also, if you guys don't know, I go by the pen name Rosenblum. I have for a long time. And you can go on to YouTube and look up Rosenblum and find all the kids' music for Texas Children's Museum that's been wrote and produced. You can also find some Christian songs for children that I've written and produced. You can also find it if you want to buy it to help the museum. It is on Apple iTunes. It is on Spotify. It is on iHeartRadio. I've got it underneath everything. I even have it in other countries. So if you need a different language, it's there as well. So I've tried to think of everybody across the board. So yeah, look on all those sites and you can pull up the music and play it and listen to it. I did have one mom who came in a couple days ago and she said, Miss Vada, we have listened to 45-minute drive here of the songs that you did, and
They're great songs.
over and over, and she's
They're
like,
amazing.
and the kids knew them by heart. Songs, it's fun. I find it relaxing. I find it enjoyable. So I just write them and do the music and upload them. So they're all there for everyone to enjoy. So if you can't afford doing iTunes or iHeart or Spotify, they're like 99 cents to buy the songs, each one. So I'm doing it as a fundraiser for the Children's Museum, hoping I can raise enough to also that way. But you can always listen, like I said, to Rosenblum on YouTube, and you can find all the songs. And no, I am not related or have any affiliation with the rock and roll guy that has Rosenblum on there. He's actually had to put that on there. I am not for the children's song thing. So sorry about that, guy. I really do apologize. Did not know. And so heads up, sorry.
So
So, do you want to switch out with Sharon and give her a chance to come on?
I think Sharon emphatically said no.
She emphatically said no.
Right.
Ooh, okay.
So I guess that would be a no.
Okay. She's probably nervous to come on to YouTube. That's probably it.
That's probably what it
That's
is.
probably what it is. All right. So you guys have a blessed and wonderful afternoon. Remember to come and visit Texas Children's Museum. Our
That's
summer
right.
hours are underway Tuesday through Saturday, which that's why my house is a mess. We won't even talk about that. So, yeah, Tuesday through Saturday we are opening our doors. Tuesday and Wednesday we're open 11 to 4 because Wednesday night usually go to church. So that's why we close on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Some people go, why are you closed on Wednesday at 4? Church. That's why.
Church.
I'm at the refuge. I'm there during prayer time. Thursday, we're 10 to 5, and then Friday and Saturday, 10 to 6. We do have to thank, and I will thank Nate Rosencrantz for setting all of our equipment up and
Way to go,
doing
Nate.
a fabulous job at doing the YouTube channel. He's done an awesome job at setting Truly Busy. And I also want to give a shout out to the Refuge for being understanding of what I've been doing for the Children's Museum. I have been working nonstop here lately. And a huge thank you to Baker Landscaping and Tree Service, guys.
That's right.
You haven't seen our lawn. Drive by and see our lawn. Landscaping and Tree Service, they have done a fabulous job. They really have. They came out today. They were here since 10 a.m. They just left a little bit after noon. And it is fabulous. I mean, they weeded, they mowed, they trimmed, they did it all. So, and our families really love to be able to have our garden for children. Our children's garden is going in slowly but surely. So you're going to see more flowers, more stuff as time allows and people donate. So if you're a church, if you are a different church, no matter where you're at, and you guys want to donate, they're in pots because some of these plants have to be moved indoors during the winter time.
Yep.
And I don't want to have to dig something up, okay, to move it. So I ask if you're going to donate something from your church to put in the children's garden that you make sure it's in a pot and it's colorfully decorated. I have painted pots and everything to put out there, okay? We have one like a giant caterpillar. Come check it out. We had someone ask about statues or artwork. As long as it's tasteful for children. Remember, it's a children's garden. So I asked if it's tasteful for children. Okay, keep that in mind. It can be colorful. We asked for no glass. Please, no glass. We don't want anybody hurt. So no glass of any type. If it's metal, I don't want any sharp edges. Again, for children. Make sure it's really like rubbed out with sandpaper or whatever you have to do that. But anything spinners or anything, if your business wants to get involved with Texas Children's and you want to donate something for the children's garden area outside, we would so appreciate it. Not a problem. But remember, it is a children's garden for the children to be able to walk around. Next thing I'll be doing is putting some colored pathway through there. I'm going to paint some stepping stones and put them all the way through. So I had someone ask about our AC. I wanted to bring this up as well. 73 degrees all the time. Giant sandbox and all that, 73 degrees year round. Now, this side of the building, we have standalone ACs. We're doing the best we can do with it being so big. I have put other fans, extra fans, up through this side of the museum to also help circulate the air. Again, this is why we need a new building. Anyway,
Come on.
come on. So you guys, again, thank you for joining us today, and I will see you again on Thursday as we have some very excited kids that I know are watching this and going, we're next week. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the podcast for Texas Children's Museum. And then we have another podcast on Friday. I'll be bringing on some more guests. So we have a big lineup coming up. So thank you again. And if you're interested in supporting Texas Children's Museum and you want to come on and tell what Texas Children's Museum has done for your family, just reach out to me. Text me at 817-729-5351. Let me know. You can email us at texaschildrensmuseum@gmail. And it is children's with an S. So texaschildrensmuseum@gmail.com. Go ahead and send us an email that you'd like to be on the podcast. And we'd like to hear from you. So you guys have a blessed and wonderful afternoon. Thank you, Pastor Gene, for coming on.
Good.
And join the Refuge Churches Sunday morning. We start at 10:30 a.m.
Right.
Make sure you're there. I'd love to see you and shake your